So we've been doing the Teaching Tuesday for the last since February last year. Also trying to be here every Tuesday, just give back on different topics, and we try to find different things that are interesting, that is something different that you might not hear about, or just in general some good information. We try to keep it quick and then allow for questions. And tonight we have a very special guest. And I was going to just read her bio. I'll let her go into that a little bit. I'm just going to speak from the heart a little bit. This is probably the most bubbly person I ever met. We met back in probably September of 22, and she was one of my partners on a little golf thing that I don't think either of us knew how to play golf. It was a fun thing, but just very upbeat, always has a smile on her face. And that's what she's going to talk about a little bit, is energy and how you make your houses have energy. And I'll let her, so I don't butcher the topic, but she's just very upbeat, very energetic. She can just turn a room like that. So it'd be cool if everybody turned the cameras on, and then like she'll turn the energy on like that. So without further ado, KB, she has a lot of good information and how you can monetize things by adding thousands of dollars to your homes, your flips, just general well-being as well. So thank you. Appreciate you being here, KB.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and speak with all of you on a topic that I'm very passionate about and I find dear to my heart, is about energy. And how we're going to apply it to homes and real estate is through Feng Shui. Okay, this is my first time sharing a screen and doing all of this with Zoom, all of this. So just bear with me and hold space for this. Let's see if I can do this easily.
Does she have capability to share the screen? Oh, yes, she does.
Yeah. Okay. So now we go back to the first one. Okay. Look at that.
Nice.
Already smooth sailing. Okay. So we're going to talk about harmonious homes and unlocking your real estate success with Feng Shui. So as we all know, everything is energy, right? We all are energy, our homes are energy, and it holds that our homes, ourselves hold on to energy if we don't clear it, if we don't change it, if we don't direct it, if we don't block it. So we're going to, here, let me go to my slide 2. We're going to harness the power of Feng Shui, offers valuable insights for enhancing harmony and energy to flow within a space. When applied to real estate, it can significantly influence the well-being and prosperity of both property owners and the occupancy. They can transform the real estate spaces into harmonious and prosperous environments. Okay, so not everyone knows what Feng Shui and energy is, so I'm going to read the definitions that I put here. Feng Shui is an ancient Chinese practice that aims to harmonize individuals with their environment. It is based on the idea that arrangement of a space can affect the energy flow, or the qi of, and thereby influence a person's well-being, success, and overall happiness. Feng Shui principles involve the use of specific colors, materials, furniture placement to achieve balance and harmony in a room. It is believed that by following these principles, one can create a positive environment that promotes health, wealth, and happiness. Many people use Feng Shui in their homes, offices, and other spaces to create a more peaceful and balanced environment. So now we're going to go into the definition of energy. In holistic philosophies, energy refers to the life force or vital energy that is believed to flow through all living things in the environment. These traditions hold that maintaining the balance and free flow of this energy within the body and surrounding environment is essential for wealth, health, and well-being and harmony. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the benefits. The benefits of implementing Feng Shui in real estate is it's going to improve the energy flow. It's going to enhance the well-being. It will increase the property value, increase curb appeal, quicker sales, positive first impressions, and stress reduction. So when you harness the power of Feng Shui and you apply these principles, it creates the energy flow, promotes harmony and beneficial opportunities. So when I say this is, let's say, for an example, you're listing your home or you're listing a home on the market. Well, if there were situations, because we're not ever in everyone's home, right? If there were situations that happened in the home, whether it was fighting, a death, sadness, any energy that you might attach to it is in a home. If you don't clear that home, then it resides in there. So if you're trying to sell your house or a home, a rental property, or whatever in the real estate, or even a piece of an actual piece of property that doesn't have an existing building on it, it's important to clear this space, because as you clear it, it neutralizes and takes whatever was happening in that space and gets rid of it. And then you set the intention of what you want to bring. So an example that I use for practicing Feng Shui is, and I went to school for interior design. So I have my degree in interior design and art. And in that, they just touched on Feng Shui, but I have a friend that I went to school with that is a practicing interior designer in Austin. And she's really proficient at Feng Shui. And so she has educated me more from my own education and from school. And before I got really big into this was back in, I mean, I've always practiced it, but when I really saw the results is when she came and visited me, and we went through my home and moved things and changed things to open up the energy flow. I had a Christmas tree in a certain area where it was creating blocks, energetic blocks. So we came in, moved the furniture around, cleared some things out, and then I energetically went through and I use sound. I'm a sound practitioner, so I use sound with sound waves and singing bowls, and I went through the house and cleared the house that way. Well, within a month, I had everything cleaned, ready, and my agent and I listed it at a price, right? We listed the house at the price, and within 12 hours, we had a full price cash offer. Yes, the market was hot and all those things at that time, but it was also the energy, right? The energy and everything aligned. And I did have to come down a little bit because of the roof. There was some roof damage, but all in all, it was a cash sale and it's closed super fast. I want to say within a week, because they had the funds sitting in their account. So creating this energy of your home and the intentions of what you want to sell it at the price you want to sell it, and to get that price that you're asking, right? So as we move into improved energy flow, so when the energy is flowing, there's no block, so it's not hitting a block, it's able to flow through. So as your energy is flowing, it allows everything to flow. When there's blocks, it creates blocks, and then you have different issues with different things. So creating an energy flow is important. Enhanced your well-being. So it enhances the well-being of your home and of yourself whenever your energy is clear and clean and your home is clear and clean. Okay, let's see, where am I in these notes? Okay, so now we're going to take a deep dive to the harnessing the power of Feng Shui. And I touched on that. And then we're going to talk about strategic home placement, new builds. So if you're going to purchase a piece of property to put a new home on, right? It's important to look at the selections, which all of you know most of this. I'm just enhancing and bringing your awareness to when you're looking at these details about it. It's the location where it's located, the surrounding environments. Is there water? Is there other landforms? Is the energy? What is the energy around this piece of property? And then to bless the land before you build the home. And you can bless it in many different ways. But it's really just walking the property, which you already are doing. And as you're doing the placement, you're reading the energy of the land. So say you walk in and you're getting a home that's already on a piece of property, right? So as you're looking at this property to see if you want to buy it, list it, you do the same thing. You walk the interior, you walk the exterior, you look, you feel, and a lot of it for me is feeling the energy, but I can also see it. It's just one of the gifts that I do have. So it's noticing how this property is. Is what's around it. The same thing as you're looking at a blank piece of property with or property with a home on it. So, and then also you want to optimize your interior design. So the interior design aspects, when you implement Feng Shui, it usually to create a balance. It creates balance in a harmonious environment. Some effective examples of techniques can be arranging the furniture, choosing color schemes, incorporating decorative elements, and having the flow of positive energy throughout the space, as well as lighting. You don't want to walk into a space and it be dark and gloomy. You add different pops of light, whether it's with a lamp, overhead lighting, or if it's natural lighting by creating with the blinds, opening the blinds. All of this enhances the interior, optimizes the interior design aspect of the property. And it's when you walk in, and I will go into more details about this too. So attracting wealth and abundance. So with Feng Shui practices, you can activate the flow of wealth and abundance into the space through yourself and to the space. You position elements such as water features, money plants, wealth symbols, to invite in the prosperity and the abundance into the residential and the commercial properties. So you're setting the space up for what you want to bring into it, whether you're living in it or you're creating it to sell it. So creating healthy living spaces. Feng Shui emphasizes the importance of healthy and living environments. It assists to promote physical and emotional well-being within the real estate spaces. There are different strategies for optimizing the natural light, improving the air quality, and creating the space to nurture the future inhabitants that will be living in this space. Balance in the yin and yang. Okay, so that's the masculine and feminine energy that resides in all of us. It resides in our spaces we live in. It resides in every human, whether you're a male or you're a female, or the house, whether it's, and it's not saying the house is male or the house is female, but it carries that energy, right? It takes on the energy of the masculine and feminine energy. So it's going in and balancing these energies, in doing this, it helps you to notice when there are imbalances in the energy so that you can create the balance of the fusion of contrasting energies to promote a sense of equilibrium and positive vibes. So overcoming obstacles. This is a big one for me because of neutralizing negative energies. Since I am an energy worker and I mostly work with people's bodies, but I also work with their environment, their land, their property. But the obstacles that come in is negative energies. So negative energies, it's a spiritual before physical world we live in. So these negative energies can affect us even though we're not aware that they are affecting us. And that could be from, like I spoke about earlier, if there's someone that lives in the home and they fought all the time, well, that's negative energy that's residing in this space. So to clear it, to allow the fresh new energy to come in. They possess, sometimes they have challenging and negative energies that can hinder the potential. So it's clearing and changing these to allow the potential of the home to get the full price offer or close to a full price offer. Public forces. Okay, you can gain insights into space clearing techniques. That is something I'm proficient at. And there's different cures for some feng shui challenges. Like I was talking about my friend Jessica earlier, I just had things placed in the wrong placements of the home. And so once you switch these and overcome these challenges and switch this energy, it restores the balance and harmony and allows whatever to come in that you're asking for. So some techniques, which a lot of y'all know all of these. Curb appeal, ensure the entrance to the home is well maintained, clean, and free of clutter. That allows the energy to free flow. If you walk into a home or a space and you see clutter stuff everywhere all around, well, what's going on in the environment is what's going on up here in our brain and our head. So having the space clear helps your mind to be clear. Having your mind clear helps the space to be clear. So they talk about you can use plants, flowers near the entrance to invite positive energy, which plants, they're so beneficial for us. They're alive as well. So seeing that and feeling that really helps to attract people to come in to the home. Curb appeal, the landscaping. It's not saying you have to knock it out and do all of it all over again. It's just enhance it, switch it, take out the dead plants, change things that when you drive by, it pops and attracts them in. So then we'll go to balance, balance in open spaces. You arrange your furniture in a home to allow allows for easy flow and movement through the home. So an example, if you're walking in a door and there's a sofa right here in front that it's blocking the entrance into the main part of the room. So if you just move that sofa, all of a sudden it opens up and it's more inviting. It's more inviting for energy, and it's more inviting for potential clients that are looking to purchase the home. Let's see. Remove excessive furniture. So especially if you're doing getting a home ready to sell it, you know how you what's the word? I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. Stage it. There it is. When you stage a home, how you take excess furniture out, excess things off the wall, anything that is around the space that doesn't need to be there, pack it up. And that's one of the things that I did, which assisted in my moving, because I packed up pretty much half of my house before I moved, which in turn, when the client or the buyer came in to purchase the home, they could tell how clean and clear it was, and they could visualize their stuff in the home rather than seeing my stuff in the home. Declutter all your rooms, get everything free flowing. Storage spaces, closets, that's another thing to pay attention to. And then color. So neutral colors versus color. Everyone likes the pop of color. Neutral colors for the walls, they help keep the space neutral. And then as you can pop with colors on the walls with different photos or lamps or whatever, but just to keep it really simple when you're selling a home. If I was interior designing a home, it would be different, because you'd be working with your client on what their color scheme, what their patterns, what their furniture, all of that is. But when you're setting it up to sell it, you want to keep it as neutral as possible with just pops of colors. And then harmonious arrangements. Harmonious arrangements, that just to arrange the furniture. So it's arranging the furniture that promotes balance and harmony. A lot of this I'm repeating over and over, but it's simple tasks that you can do to open up and switch the energy, but sometimes things we don't think about or we overlook it, right? Okay, and then the arrangement. So and I have it here, the link. It's just an example of it, but it's I don't even know if I'm saying bagwai. And what you do is it's a let me see. I don't know. I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try and show y'all and keep it on this. So here's the link, and I can add it in the chat in a little bit. Okay, so what this does is it's a map that you put down on your home, and it says to put, the bottom side towards your front door, your main entrance door. But then it breaks through, and I sure didn't bring my copy up here. Then it breaks through and has you different squares that says what aspect of the home is, the central, the family, the community, the all of the different aspects of the home. So when you put it on there, it's like a road map that you can use for your home, or for the home that you are looking to sell, that helps of the arrangement of everything. And what center is your kid center, your family center, your romantic center, your partnerships, it helps to visualize that as you're doing this. Okay, so a welcoming entryway, which we talked about curb appeal, but you also want to make sure once they get to the space that when they walk through the front door, it's bringing them in, it's attracting them in. It's well lit, clean, clutter free. What I said, doormat, potted plants, artwork, anything to attract them in. Repair and maintenance, that's energy. If something's broke, something's not working, that's an energy block. So it's important to repair and fix anything in the home, because if the home has different broken elements or something that's not fixed, any leaks, squeaky doors, any type of maintenance concerns, that is energy, right? That's being blocked. So if you fix those little things, that'll allow the energy to flow through the home. Natural elements. We talked about this. You can, elements like plants, flowers, natural light, they enhance positive energy. Mirrors. So you can use mirrors to strategically reflect light and create a sense of expansiveness, but also mirrors, are, I'm just going to say it, mirrors are portals. So when you have mirrors and they're like facing each other or facing different ways or not facing out the door, it's reflecting the energy of the home back. So if you have a mirror facing a toilet, the toilet energy is coming and bouncing right off the energy of the mirror. I'm just using that as an example. Two mirrors facing each other, it's just going right back and forth. So it's important to have the mirrors, but to strategically place them. And I know some spaces you just can't help it, right? The toilet does face the mirror. But if you have the opportunity to switch and change that up, to switch and change that. Okay, personal items and energy cleansing. So remove any personal items. We see this is very repetitive, even though it's all the same thing. Do you want me to answer this question now? I'm fine with however.
Yeah, it's up to you.
However you're comfortable, whatever
Okay,
you
that's
like.
fine. Do I just say Joanna? Okay, here you go.
Hey, how are you? Thank you,
Good.
KB. So, sorry, I'm driving, so that's why I'm not putting on the camera. Thank you so much for this information so far, but I have a question for you.
Yes,
How do
ma'am.
you know? I mean, people go into my house and they say they have good energy, but how do you know? Like, you're saying that it matters, right? But like, if you have an open area and everything's kind of open, like, I feel good in my house, but I'm just curious, like, like with your experience and with your studying and stuff like that, this interests me, so that's why I'm asking you a question.
No, this is a good question. This is a great question. I'm grateful for your question. I can feel it and sense the energy of everything. That's just how I am. In your space, we're gonna use it because this is my gifts, right? This is what my business is. And what I've experienced in my life to talk about this. But if you were to walk in your home and it didn't feel good, or you felt off, or you walk in and you were crying all the time, or you walked in and there was things breaking, or there was this, your dog was barking, you would know, you would be able to sense that the energy is off.
Okay.
And as you become more proficient at it, anyone can do this. Any person that I see on this little feed right here has these gifts. It's tapping into it and becoming aware of it, because once and it's like reading energy of a person. Like when you walk in, you start talking to a person, you're like, oh, something's off. It's the same situation with a space. I hope that answered your question.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And so you've used that form, because I saw that James put it in and I downloaded it already. So those 4 squares. So you're using that in relationships in your house and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah. So
is that
like just visualize your house. I don't have a floor plan. I'm leasing my house right now, so I don't have a floor plan. So I would put this, and I would stand at my front door with my back, and hold it so that I could see what aspect of what is this home. And then there's certain ones that break it down. There's different elements you can put in there. There's different colors. There's different. It breaks it down for you in the squares on different aspects to bring in the energy of what the area of that house is holding.
Okay. And one more question, sorry.
No, go for it.
The mirror positioning, how do you know if it's positioned correctly or not?
If it's a new build, of course, you could be mindful of it. If it's if it's a home that's already built,
Like I know, like for example, I understand like with the building, like our mirrors, right? But like
Right.
I'm adding mirrors. I have 2 mirrors that I've added
okay,
in my house. I have one in the dining room table, like towards the kitchen, and then one in the room when I go into the kitchen. When I go into my room, the mirror is like
is
you see
looking
it.
at you. Okay, that's
It's
good.
looking at me.
There's nothing wrong there. It's important for mirrors to be out, right? Like you don't want it to be reflecting out a door per se, like so it's facing out, right? So the one in your room, like you're walking into it, but it's also facing out of your door. Am I
Correct.
understanding correctly?
Yeah. So if I
Okay.
go inside my room, I
Uh-huh.
can see it, but it's like against the wall, if that makes sense.
Yes. The way I'm visualizing it, yes, it makes sense. And
Okay.
that one's okay because it's not reflecting back on another mirror.
I see. So
Does
it's
that
as
make
long as
sense?
it's not reflecting against another mirror, correct?
Against another mirror or against energy that whoever that was okay. I have kids here and I just heard a big loud bang. So or like a toilet energy, like you don't want toilet energy reflected all around in the space, right? So, and another thing about toilets is to close the lid on your toilets. Leaving the lid
I do that.
allows
I do that.
all the stuff to come back up. And the other work that I do that allows interferences to be brought into your home. So it's important when you're done, go into the bathroom, and it's not a male or female thing, sitting down, none of that. No, it's an energy protection thing. So just put the lid down as you walk out. The mirror that you were talking about that's in your kitchen and dining room facing into your kitchen. Is the kitchen like an open space? I'm just trying to visualize it.
Can I show you? Can I show you guys? Do you guys mind, guys? Do you guys mind?
I'm okay if everyone else is okay.
Okay, I'm about to go inside my house. Let me. Sorry. This is important stuff here.
It is very important stuff.
Okay, so this is I need to unblur this. No. Okay. There's a mirror.
Okay, and then just kind of scan the room. Keep going. Nope, go all the way. Oh, I see how it goes out there. Yeah, that's good.
It goes out.
Yeah, and if you can,
Okay.
yeah, that's good. And also mirrors like facing out your windows. Like if you have one in a space and it's facing out your window, that's good because it helps deflect anything that might be coming in, any interferences that might be coming in. It deflects them out.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, you're so welcome. Thank you for all the questions. I love it. Okay, so let's see. I covered natural elements, personal items and energy clearing. So so you can consider cleansing rituals. Some people smudge with sage, Palo Santo. I do sound, so I work with sound. So I'll have a singing bowl. Let me see if that'll want. So I want to show y'all. Okay. So here's my sound bowl, one of them. And I don't know, can you hear it? Okay, good. So that sound helps to clear frequencies as well. So you can, another way to clear it, whether you're using sound, you're using Palo Santo or sage or anything along those lines, essential oils, you can play frequencies. So you can YouTube it, go and play frequencies. Gregorian tones help clear room, and there's other different frequencies. I would say 300 and up hertz to help clear space. And it really just depends on what your intentions are and what you're trying to clear, right? Because there's some stuff that it doesn't just work with sound or Palo Santo. It's a deeper spiritual stuff where you have to come in and remove it on a spiritual side of things. And that's a whole nother conversation for anyone that's interested. And so positive imagery. So that is just displaying positive or displaying artwork and uplifting artwork, but it's also, yeah, don't put up photos that are maybe considered negative or bring discomfort, or just because you like this rock band, you know, you have it up, the person coming in might not. You just want to take away different aspects of the home that might change their perspective. So when they walk into this space, they can visualize their furniture, their artwork, their family in this space. And of course, you can always hire an energy professional. How I do it is I teach my clients because I want to educate them. Yes, I'm here as a resource, but I also don't want us to be codependent on each other. Because that's a lot of, for energy workers, especially, that's a lot that we take on. So I educate every single client that I have so that they can learn all of these aspects of their home, of their body. And when you learn from a professional and you implement the tips and tricks to attract the buyers, and it maximizes the property value. And of course, I put this disclaimer on here. That Feng Shui is a personal and cultural practice and individual preferences may vary. While these techniques can be considered, it's also essential to prioritize general staging practices, cleanliness, and well-maintained appearances when preparing a home for sale. Additionally, consulting a Feng Shui expert or energy expert for personalized advice can provide more tailored recommendations based on the specific characteristics of the property. So if I was to come into a property, I would walk it, scan it, and then come back and give the suggestions on different things to do. As I do on a person, when I do a energy reading or a chakra sound bolt session with them, I'm reading their energy. So then I get messages and I also go back and tell them different aspects of what to change, do this or that. It's the same concept for your home. All right. What having good energy flowing provides comfort and well-being. It enhances productivity, like what we talked about a moment ago. If you've got a lot going on here and there's a lot going on in your space, it decreases your productivity. So if you have a clear open space and the energy's flowing, the increased energy is flowing, that it'll enhance your productivity. And at the same time, it maximizes the property value. So when because I see it energetically, right? So you might have a home, it's nice and clean, it's tidy, everything looks good. But if the energy isn't good, then it can make the whole house seem gloomy, dark. And the average person won't understand what this means. They'll just walk into the space and be like, "Oh, it doesn't feel good. I need to get out of here," no matter how pretty it is, right? Especially if there was a death in the home, it's important to switch and transfer that energy out of there so it allows for the newness to come in, because that if there was a death or if there's arguing or fighting, that energy sitting in there and it pushes the people out, even though they don't understand what's happening. Most people don't understand what's happening. The energy is pushing them out because it's not welcoming them into the space. So once you clear and clean the space and you set the intention of what you want, it opens it up for the sale, for the buyers to come in, right? Recently, there's one of my friends that is a real estate. She flips and flops all the houses like y'all do. And she was having a hard time selling it. I said, "Well, send me a picture of it." So she sent me a picture of it. And it was a beautiful entrance, but it had two brick walls, not full walls, like little partial walls coming in as the pathway walked up to the front door. Well, to the average person, it looked fine, but to me, I could see that brick wall went all the way across. It was blocking blocked and wasn't wanting anyone to come into that space. So I cleared that blockage. The people came in and she was able to sell it. So it's just little things that hinder us as humans and as properties that will hinder us from moving forward. Okay. Most important is to set your intention for the space, then implement these action steps to bring harmony into any piece of real estate, whether it is land or an existing home. And last but not least, thank you for trusting me with your energy needs. If you need any more information, there's my little QR code that takes you to me and anything you need to know about me. And I'm open for any questions now. I'm open for any questions if something comes up in the future. And there's my QR code to get in touch with me, and also through Jane and Sharon, because I would be happy to assist y'all. Are there any other questions?
Thank you so much, KB. I think there's a question in the chat.
Oh,
Douglas.
I was just wondering, I had one client that was Indian that said that they were looking for an easterly facing entrance. I just wondered what you thought about the direction that the house or the entrance faces.
I think that's important. A lot of times we don't have that that option because the home is already where it is. So east to me is the sun rising, the starting of the day. So it's opening to, and you said on the front side of it, right? They wanted the house to face that way. Yeah, so I always personally like the front to be in the east and the back to be in the west. Just because of the starting the day and the ending of the day. And I don't even know if I'm explaining it correctly. I just understand it this way in my head. But positioning of the home is important. And it may have been one of his religious beliefs as well he was wanting that aspect.
I'm not sure, but we were fortunate that when we built the house, that entrance that we created faced the south, but we had a second entrance that was a half a flight below that, and they blocked the main entrance, and they just used the secondary entrance, and so it faced east. So they were happy, and they purchased the house.
Good.
So.
See, you made a little modification that made a happy buyer.
Yeah.
Because they practice this, especially it's there in the Indian culture. It's very prominent, and directions, energy, space is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. So you do think that most houses should be staged and certain level of staging, not too overdone.
Right. A certain level, you don't want to, and the way I do interior design, I'm not one that goes out and just spends a lot of money and buys new things. No, I go in and utilize what you already have. So I take the furniture, the artwork, everything that you already have, and just redesign it, right? And oh my gosh, Sharon, I forgot your question.
Oh, just about the
Staging.
level of staging.
Oh,
how much
level staging. Yes, I feel like yes, the level of staging is important. One, it clears the energy and switches up the room, right? And then two, it also you're setting the intention as you're doing this. You're setting the intention of what you want this home to do, and people can visualize a lot. Not a lot of people and can walk into a home. All of y'all are proficient because it's your business, right? It's what y'all are doing. But to walk into a space and be like, oh, this isn't my stuff, but my stuff would be good here, here, and here. Not a lot of people can visualize that. So the less you have clutter and stuff around, the easier it is for the average human to visualize their stuff in this property. I bought a house one time, and I walked in and there was clutter. You open closets, clutter, here, clutter. I mean, there was just stuff everywhere. And I was like, I'm buying it. And they're like, what with all this? I'm like, I see past everything. I can see past all of this stuff everywhere. But a lot of people can't see past that. So you're presenting the canvas for them to paint what they need to add to it.
That's a great point. A couple years ago, we did a an open house for somebody that they had to do something that day. And it really did bring it back to basics, having people come in and actually looking at the house and trying to visualize, because it was partially staged, and them seeing like a sofa in the living room. They were looking to see the size of that sofa and how it compared to theirs and how their furniture would look in there. And it just makes you realize what people are looking for, the average person, when they're buying a home, the regular homeowner. Because I'm showcasing the things that I thought were important, like the systems and the roof and this and that. And they're looking at,
Naked Carol.
Is
they're
that
like,
right?
"Oh,
Is my stuff gonna fit in here?
the stuff
Yeah.
that in there." And then it was a fantastic refrigerator. And I think that darn refrigerator sold the house.
Yeah, it probably would have for me too.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. So it really, so us doing things like that and bringing us back to basics really does make a difference, and makes us
Right.
remember what it was like being the homeowner. And
Mhm. And everyone's different. Everyone has different tastes and different things that make them tick and different things that they want to visually see, right? The positioning of the doors, everyone has their preference. So, keeping it as neutral as possible, but also staged so they can see it's not an empty room, because if it was just empty room, that throws them a curveball too. So it's having something in there, but not too much. And I saw Philip, I've seen some of his houses staged, and they do a wonderful job of it. It's very simple, pops of color. So,
Yeah, hi, this is Alice. From what you just said, it sounds like this only applies to houses that you are selling, that you need to stage. But what about a house or apartment that you're trying to rent out? It's all empty.
okay, so it's a empty space that you're renting out.
Rented.
So they'll be bringing in all of their stuff. You don't have anything in there.
No, nothing.
Okay. Is it like a single family home, or is it an apartment?
An apartment,
It's an apartment. Or do you own several apartments, or is it just the one?
several.
Several. Are any of them furnished?
Yes.
Do you use that like as a model, like a model home or a model?
Actually, no.
Okay. I'm just asking some questions so I know how to answer your question. You can do it as a blank slate and neutral. There's nothing wrong with that, but most people, not all people, but most have a hard time visualizing the aspect of their stuff in the space. And so I'm just trying to think about, if you're able to slightly stage it, don't go out and buy a bunch of furniture, but if you're able to, it might give them the more of a welcoming feel, or just clear the space of the room. So just clear the space of the apartment, and then set the intention back. And when I say set the intention, it's like you have a house up. We're going to use your apartment for an example. Okay. So we're going to say this is an empty apartment that we want someone to rent, right? So we're going to walk through and clear it. I go counterclockwise around the space to clear it. And then I go clockwise around the space to set the intention back. So I would walk around and just clear, and you can do it with, like I was saying, Palo Santo, with prayer, with mantras, with your intention, whatever it is you're feeling in your heart and your mind, and you're speaking out. And walk around and just clear. If there was anything here that was negative, ask it to be removed. If there was this, ask it, the plumbing, just go through and make all of what you want to clear, and then bring back in the intentions, and walk through and set the intention that I would like a buyer to come in that wants to lease this apartment, where this apartment is their home. It is warm, it is loving, it is inviting. It allows, I'm getting the chilly willies. Followed me. That this space opens up that the right owner or leasee that needs this home, find it for him. Reach out, and I know this sounds a little crazy, but this is you're setting the energy, you're setting the intention. So set the intention. Hey, bring in the next person that's supposed to be in here. Attract them in. set the intention of what you want for this apartment. And we're doing it right now as we're speaking, because I just walked around and cleared it. Now we're going back through and we're going to set the intention that it brings a home for somebody, that somebody feels warm in this space. They feel loved when they walk in here. When they walk in, the smell of it. That's another thing when you have houses, the smell. You want it to be smell fresh, not fake fragrancy, or, I know baking cookies and having that smell in there, those types of aspects. If you're having an open house, but the smell of the space. But to walk through, there was something about that place had a smell. So I'm just seeing what it was. Is it a newer apartment?
No, I plugged in something from is that Febreze? There's a smell in there. I mean, I don't know how to call.
Okay, so you put like a Febreze scent in there. Is it covering up another smell, or is it just to freshen the space?
It's just to freshen up the space.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm getting is the previous owners, it was a smell left from them. So they're clearing it right now for us. And they're infusing your space with light. And we're setting the intention. And what is your intention of this space, Alice? What would you like for your intention to be of this apartment?
That the next tenant, I mean, that it is a warm space, welcoming space for the next tenant who will be there long term and be happy.
Okay. My guides wanted you to say it. So now we're holding that space because if I say it, it's one thing, but when you say it and we both say it, then it's more powerful, right? Okay. So, I don't know if you work with crystals at all. Do you ever work with crystals? So there's different crystals you can place around your home that help protect. And they're saying to put black tourmaline in the corners of the room.
How do you call black
Black
tourmaline?
tourmaline, TOURMALINE. And this is
Okay.
a good one for all of us. So black tourmaline is a crystal stone that doesn't need to be cleaned or cleared. And it's very protection. It helps protection. So, okay, so what it's doing is because there's neighbors around there. And so this is setting up that barrier of protection in this apartment. I have them all in my homes in the corners. I have the black tourmaline and selenite in my windows. That's another aspect that helps protect as well. But that's why they're wanting for you to place the black tourmaline in the corners. And it doesn't have to be a big piece. It can just be a small in the corners, and it's for protection from the neighbors. There's something from the neighbors that it is transferring into that space. But it's cleared and everything. It's blocked and protected now. So put the black tourmaline in the corners, and that will help to, because we're doing it energetically. So when you place those in there, that's the physical aspect of it.
Okay.
And they're saying vacuum, or vacuum sweep. I don't know if you've done that in a while.
I'm in the process of doing that. Yes.
Perfect. Then you're right on time. Yeah, you're right on time. It's just confirming what you're already doing. So,
Bye.
because there was residual from the previous owners.
Exactly.
Something coming in from the neighbors. So in doing those few things are going to help clear it. And energetically, the house is clear, or the apartment is clear. So now it's you just doing the physical side of it, which is placing the crystals and vacuuming, sweeping, mopping, just to get the old stuff out so the new can be brought in. And when you're in there doing that, when you're sweeping or whoever's doing it, if you're personally doing it, or if you're hired somebody to do it, say beforehand that while they're cleaning the energy from the old people or the other people that were in there. anything residual they left. And this is neutral. It's not saying that people when they were good or bad or anything. It's we're all human, right? And we all have human things so it's not a personal thing. This is an energetic thing. So it's just clearing the residual from the other owners or the other people that were leasing to bring in this new fresh energy for the new people that will be living there. They are going to be lying there as well because they're going to be sleeping, but
Great. This is so helpful.
yeah,
you so
yeah,
much.
I'm glad that I can be of assistance.
You did mention some essential oil. Do you have a specific example?
Everyone's different. I mean, a good essential oil, I'm getting eucalyptus, tea tree. If you're wanting like just a clean aspect of it, if there was other issues going on, I would probably recommend a different essential oil. But those are ones that are coming right now. Or there's this one called Thieves, or Thieves is through the Young Living oil. And then doTERRA has one called guess I'm not supposed to say that it no. And all my oils are downstairs. So what the Thieves oil, this is a very good all around clean one. It's considered a hot oil, so you don't want to put it directly on your skin. You want to blend it with any other kind of transfusion oil is what we call it. So an olive oil, a grapeseed oil, coconut oil. What it's doing, it's not diluting the oil down, it's diluting it down so it doesn't burn you. Like it's not messing with any of the characteristics of the oil. It's just putting it so it doesn't burn you. But so Thieves, On Guard, that's what it's called, On Guard and Thieves. And what this oil, it's all around good oil. It smells good, it cleans, you can actually clean your house with it. But where it came from is back when the plague, when we had our ancestors had the plague, and a lot of people were dying, right? Well, thieves would go in and exhume the bodies to take their jewelry, but they would anoint themselves with different herbs and oils to prevent them from getting the plague. So that's why the power of the Thieves is one brand, On Guard is the other brand. They're the same mixture of oils. It's just different brands, right? But it goes in and it helps with disinfecting, with the energy of the room. It helps to clear the energy of the room as well. And it keeps from bacteria. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiseptic. I mean, it's one all around good one that you could clean your space, clean the apartments with, or just, and there's times where if it's a colored oil, I wouldn't use it on white carpet, but I'll just go and drop it on my carpet or drop it on my rug, just to get the energy and to clear the space.
All
But
right. Thank you
there's
so
three
much.
that came up. You're so welcome.
Thank you for typing it in too.
Thank you. Is James, are you the typer? Thank you.
James was doing some, I was
appreciate
doing some. I was hoping I was spelling them right.
Oh, it was you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Whoever's assisting me, I appreciate it. Are there any other questions?
Any other questions? On once? Hey, KB, I know you're super busy in Texas. Are you do you help out with a lot of Airbnbs or?
I don't, but I'm open to helping out with Airbnbs.
Okay, because I would think that would, that would need that would probably need a lot of help. I know when we did ours, and thinking back, we had all bright colors and all shark stuff, and I don't know, maybe looking back, I don't know if that was
it was like a beachy theme on the at Daytona Beach on the boardwalk. So we were trying to do bright beachy colors, and I painted some of the stuff and for the wall hangings. And
we liked it, but I'm not sure if it terrified the little kids, all the sharks and
well, it was also Airbnb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tenants are in there temporarily.
Yes.
So, not to say you don't want to pay attention to that, no matter it's temporary or long term. But it's You can be more specific on themes on that manner, if that makes sense.
We tried to make it like cute and have games for the kids in the corner and
Shark
different things.
games, sharkopoly.
Everything was shark. As long as the kid wasn't terrified of getting eaten by a shark, I think you're okay.
And then they go and swim in the water after that.
Yeah, right. But also sharks carry powerful energy, so
Of
protectors.
course they do.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any questions? All right.
All
Okay,
right.
cool. Thanks. I really appreciate you being
Yeah,
here,
thank
taking
y'all.
time out of your day. Obviously her QR code's there, so if anybody needs more information, then just give her a holler.